welcome to your weekly calibration for March 29th through April 4th. Welcome. As you are popping on, say hello. Let me know you are here. Yes, we are marching into April. No kidding, we are marching. Oh my gosh. More like a mad dash, actually, Timothy. More like a mad dash. Aloha, welcome. All right. So, welcome to your weekly calibration. This is going to be a high-level overview of the energetics and what strategies you can implement for the week as you move into the month of April. This is a big month, and I'm so excited for this month. You know, I was really excited for March because March carried the energy of the 4. It was very grounded, very structured. We had that weird blip at the beginning of March that was this Mercury retrograde. There was stuff going on and lots of emotional relationship stuff. But then we got kicked out of the end of Mercury retrograde, and it is literally this past week felt like a mad dash to the end of March. Massive productivity window where we could get shit done. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how many conversations I've had with people, clients, with friends who've been like, I don't know what just happened, but it's like everything I've been putting off for 2 months just got done in the last 2 days. And I felt the exact same way. And luckily I predicted that this window was happening. And so I had the time in my calendar. But this was really an opportunity to finish up and wrap up and tie up loose ends and refine and really focus on creating the structure, the foundation that we need before we move into April. So we still have a few days left in March. You're going to be feeling that desire for that. But this week, the key here is don't overthink, just move. That's the key. So this week coming up is going to require speed of decision and speed of execution. You're really going to have to move fast, and you're going to have to be visible more often than you think is necessary. So if you think posting one piece of content every day for next week is enough, well, I'm going to suggest you do more. So be visible more often than you think is necessary. We also have a revenue expansion window right at the beginning of the week. And this week ultimately is going to require you to do things differently, to let go of control, because trust me, April, it ain't got none of that. And the theme, every numerologist I have spoken to, this is the theme for April. Fuck around and find out. It literally is this playful, trying new things type of energy where if you don't fuck around and find out, you're not going to find out anything. So you may as well fuck around and find out and get some data. That's the vibe. So we are leaning into that next week as we move into the month of April. Now, where most people are going to collapse here is they're going to start overthinking and overplanning. Those are the two things that are going to kill your momentum faster than anything. The other thing you're going to try to do, where you're going to collapse the momentum, is trying to make everything perfect. Perfectly polished, following a checklist, step-by-step process. It ain't gonna work. Or if you're waiting for clarity to land before making your move, it's going to blow up your momentum. And the cost of this ultimately is that you're going to miss the window and lose out on sales. And I know you don't want that. You're going to keep circling ideas around and around and around and not getting any data on what actually fucking works. So this week is going to reward those who make fast decisions, who make fast execution. In other words, not overthinking, not overplanning, not questioning, not waiting for clarity, but literally just moving before you know the answers. People who win this week are going to be the ones who decide they're going to go test it instead of plan it all out. The ones who win this week are going to be the ones who speak or share or write or express themselves without having to refine it all first and make it absolutely perfect. So this is the pattern for this week. And as we move into April, we're really going to start feeling this. We have a big shift midweek where we shift into April energy. So we've got this mad dash towards the end of March that is literally like, get your fucking ducks in a row. Now, if you know me, ducks are never in a row. They are scattered all over the place. There's probably one on the roof. There's definitely one frolicking in the meadow. And there is absolutely one in the back of the cop car who just got arrested for doing something stupid. But this last few days of March is an opportunity to get as many of those ducks in a row as possible. Because April is going to just toss anything that's not meant to be, that's not part of your foundation, out the fucking window. So if you want to carry something into April, you better make sure it's got structure and foundation now. Now, structure and foundation, I want to talk about this just a schmidge. Because a lot of people think, well, you know, structures, they just confine me. They put me in a box. I'm more of an intuitive. I like to just fly by the seat of my pants. Trust me, I get it. So do I. But if you don't have some sort of standard operating procedure, if you don't have repetitive processes, you're literally reinventing the wheel every fucking time. Every time you create a new offer, every time you post a piece of content, every time you go to do a live stream, every single time you do the repetitive processes, you're reinventing the wheel. Tell me how efficient that is. So, anything you're taking into April, make it efficient now so that you can take it into April and it doesn't slow you down or kill your momentum, because April is going to move real fucking fast. Now, of course, this is the theme of the week, but there's a hell of a lot more involved in what goes into a week and the actual moves that you can make. Inside Daily Digits, I break this down day by day by day. So you know exactly which sales windows are happening, when those revenue expansion windows are open, what moves to make every single day to maximize the ROI in your business, while also having time for your life and going out and adventuring and actually living the life that your business is supposed to build for you, pay for. So what I just offered you is literally just a snapshot of what's available to you next week. And Daily Digits gives you the full implementation map so that you don't miss out on any opportunity. So if that's the room for you, DM me. I'll send you the link.